For a long time, Friday the 13th of October 2023 was a relatively ordinary day. There was a new Exorcist sequel coming out, capitalising on the spooky date. But then all of a sudden, an announcement. A Taylor Swift concert movie from a huge record-breaking Eras tour was going to be shown in cinemas on that date. The Exorcist movie immediately moves its release date a week forward, and every film in the vicinity vacates, moves to a different date. They know they can't compete with the cultural juggernaut that is Taylor Swift. Who am I? Well, I'm not a Swiftie, but I'm also not a hater either. I'm a big music fan, and indeed on my channel you can see my own attempts at creating music and writing songs, and I'm a part of the culture. Every time I go on Facebook I see something new about Taylor, about her tour, about her new American football playing boyfriend. So I'm very, very much aware of what a cultural moment this is. And frankly, she is one of the defining performers of our generation, whether we like it or not. And so I couldn't help but be curious what this Eras tour is like, what this concert movie is like. And so just as a casual listener, an ordinary fan, I can tell you, it's phenomenal. Look, if you're a Swiftie, if you're a genuine fan, you don't need to see this video. You've been. Like, I didn't go till Sunday, you know. You've been singing along to all the songs. You'll have loved it. She was on fire. The performance was amazing. The filming was not like overly flashy. There's no crazy crane shots or swoops or anything. You know, it just gets the coverage and gets it done. It's very efficiently filmed, but it's super high quality. Our camera angles are great. The coverage is great, and the show itself is absolutely masterful. She jokes during the film, or in a talkie section between songs, about the idea of the show. You know, they say, well, hey, Taylor, you've put out like 5 albums since your last tour. Like, what are you going to do? What's the gist? What are you going to put this name, what name is the show going to go under? And she's like, oh, well, we'll do the Eras tour. We'll just play a little bit of everything. And to be honest with you, even when a band bring out a new album, you know, and they're touring that album, you know that they are going to play their greatest hits. But what I love about this Eras tour is that specific idea of, okay, we're starting with Lover. Here's 4 songs from Lover. And then we're going into, I think it was Fearless? No, Evermore. That's my Taylor Swift knowledge right there. And that I thought works really well. The sets are incredible. I mean, wow. I mean, you've got this gigantic stadium, like it's flipping huge. And then, you know, you've got that huge catwalk in front of the stage, and just the way that the show utilises the stage and all the stuff, like with the huge screens and all the, like, the sets and just all the stuff that's going on. It really is incredible. And there's even points, even small things, like there's one bit where she's like lying on the roof of this like cabin. And I had this moment where I'm thinking, you know, it's hard enough to sing just standing up in front of a microphone stand, let alone when you're kind of like laying back on this like cabin, just casual. It's insane. I mean, obviously, Swift has been doing this for years, for 17 years since her first album, and obviously before then, honing her skill. You know, she's probably been playing guitar and singing since she was a kid. So. And of course she's a professional musician, so I get it. She's very, very good. But there are just little moments like that where I just have to stop myself and be amazed at the pure talent on display. Taylor isn't Freddie Mercury. She's not Beyonce. She hasn't got one of these big show-off voices where you're just like, you know. But still, it needs to be said, the level of talent that she has as a songwriter and as a performer, it is incredibly formidable. And she owns that stage, every minute of it. Going back to the sort of the set list or the whole idea of the show, as I said, not only is it great seeing every individual era have its own set, like the folklore set, especially with the cabin and then the lighting and everything is really beautiful. And I love the imagination, like the vision of what each of these albums are. I love with like the colourfulness of the Lover era, for example, and then this kind of like, I don't know how to describe the Reputation section, but it really fitted, you know, and having the like snake come out at the start was so cool. Oh, the moss-covered piano, that's a highlight in Evermore. That was a great looking set as well. There's one really cool bit where there's like a table and she's got some wine glasses, and it's almost like she's having a conversation with a lover or something. So even though I didn't know that particular song, there was a kind of performance going on within it that really elevated it. And I think this is the other point to make. Just as a casual, well, not a casual, I'm a big music fan, but as a casual Taylor fan, if you like, there's so much imagination going on in the show. There's so much going on that even the songs that I don't recognise, there are other elements at play that keep it interesting. One thing I was worried about as a kind of casual fan was knowing that this film is like 2.5 hours long. I don't spend my spare time listening to Taylor Swift for 2.5 hours. But I would say it was only at the very end, when she's doing the midnight stuff, that I started to get restless. For me personally, I heard the reviews weren't amazing with the Midnight's album, and like, although I think like Lavender Haze, Vigilante Shit, you know, they're quite good songs, from what I heard, I just didn't have the same like punch, the same, you know, gravity, if you like, as some of our other stuff. I mean, like, I know it's cliche, but when they did the 1989 section, it was immediate. It sounded phenomenal, and you know, I've never been the biggest fan of Blank Space, for example, but as soon as that song started, I wanted to sing along. Like, I don't think I really realised how catchy that song is. She's such a formidable songwriter. And that really comes across in this show. But as I said, as does her imagination. The variety of sounds and of just stuff going on within the performance, it's incredibly engaging. As I said, like, you don't have to be a hardcore Swift fan to like this film. And I was blown away at just how enjoyable it was, even for a fairly, you know, casual Swift listener. So I would wholeheartedly recommend the Taylor Swift concert film. I know my local cinema is showing it again this weekend. We know for a fact it's going to make a buttload of money. So I think, unlike the tour, where tickets seem to be very, very hard to get and very expensive, if you get the chance to see the concert film, I'd say go for it. Go for it. Get some friends along and have some fun. And as I said, it is an incredibly engaging experience, even if you're not like au fait with all of Taylor Swift's songs. Guys, thank you for watching this video and indeed watching it to the end. It's been really fun talking to you about the Taylor Swift concert film, which, like I said, I really enjoyed. My name is Vincent Turner, and if you want to know more about me as a musician and as a songwriter, I have a bunch of songs here on YouTube, plus on Spotify and all the good music streamers. Taylor Swift's not really one of my influences. I'm far more into like rock and like alternative and indie music. However, I would say perhaps my song Can't Help It, off my first EP, has a kind of, you know, some storytelling lyrics and the kind of simple chords that Taylor sort of plays. Maybe that's the closest parallel. But I think if you're a Swift fan, you might also enjoy my song You're the Inspiration. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys check out some of my music, and I hope indeed to see you around in another video.